So we're back, the Dan and Ninko show for episode 27. 27, can you believe 27?
27,
wow,
keeps going,
just like
going,
the
going.
years of my life. They're just going like so quickly. I can't believe it. But in this episode, let's dive into, I want to talk about the draft first and foremost. I want to talk about
the big thing.
The Patriots in the draft, what they're going to do at 15. Are they going to move up? Are they going to try and get a quarterback? Obviously, they need a quarterback because Cam Newton can't throw. But anyway, you could throw farther than Cam Newton can.
Yeah, but I can't run as fast as he can.
Maybe he doesn't look that fast anymore. I mean, when I missed him a couple times back in my prime, he was pretty quick and fast, and a few guys missed him. But anyway, so let's talk about this draft. Some big news with the Jets trading away Darnold.
The dumbest move ever.
I don't get why they would do that, but they do have the number 2 overall pick.
But still, if Darnold came out this year, right, with these quarterbacks, is he like number 1 or he's number 1 or number 2, right?
So this is Robert Saleh, the new head coach for the Jets, who came the defensive coordinator for the 49ers, who I think is he's a good coach. He did a great job with the 49ers. I bet that him walking into that building, he was like, I just want to start over. I want to start fresh. I want to start a brand new team here, new culture, new. So he has that number 2 overall pick. They're going to get a quarterback. They're going to get a quarterback.
They're getting a quarterback.
They have to get a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
So
they're taking the kid from BYU.
Yeah, which I like that kid. I mean, I think he's got a lot of moxie to him.
I think Darnold's better. Like Darnold coming out of college is better than him.
I think Darnold. It's probably best that Darnold, in my opinion, goes to Carolina.
He threw a party.
I'm sure he's very happy.
Yeah, he threw a party.
I'm sure he's excited. First of all, he doesn't seem like a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would personally, if I went to the Jets or the Giants, I'd be like, I gotta live in Jersey, like
and pay like crazy taxes.
And half of 60% of my income goes to
and go play for a terrible team. Terrible franchise.
He has the opportunity. He's got the weapons. He's got McCaffrey. He's got a coach who I feel with that college. He's got that college mentality coming from college.
They're a good team now. Like they go. I think they go into contention in the NFC South.
Definitely.
With
well,
Darnold
if you're Bridgewater, are you just like
crap.
watching TV? You're like, ugh,
the
hell? This sucks.
He did just sign like a 20. He signed like a 2-year, $50 million deal.
I know. So what are they doing? They're going to trade him. Yeah.
Somebody will trade for him.
Patriots?
I hope not.
You don't like Bridgewater?
I don't like a quarterback that's not good at $25 million a year. It just doesn't make any sense.
Garoppolo, that's what you want.
No, I don't want Garoppolo. It's the same thing. It's worse.
I think Jimmy's
I think Jimmy's fine if they can restructure the deal.
Now that
fine.
Look at the moves that the Patriots made in the offseason, in free agency, with the defense, I think that they're going to go and get a mobile, fast, athletic quarterback. And I could see Bill wanting to have Cam Newton and, say, the kid from Ohio State or the kid from North Dakota.
Like,
imagine Trey Lance and Cam Newton on the field together, and they're doing the same stuff that like
Breeze
Hill and Breeze were doing. But Breeze is crusty and old; he couldn't throw either.
It becomes dangerous if you have Cam and Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you had Cam
with the 2 tight ends,
like if you had Cam and an athletic quarterback on the field together, like you could do like throwbacks, and the quarterback throws it to the quarterback, and then you got your tight ends running seams, and you got your new receiver running a go route.
So wait,
they could be dangerous.
Are you off the Jimmy Garoppolo train?
No, I still want to have Jimmy G as the quarterback here. I feel like he would be a great fit in New England.
I don't know. It seems
I think
you're going away.
Bill, just like last year when Tom left, I think he was like, all right, like let's see what we can do with a quarterback that can run. Like now I have 11.
Well, I think it's Josh McDaniels too. I mean,
Josh
McDaniels became
McDaniels probably
coach.
had a playbook of like pocket quarterbacks, and then he had all these cool plays that he made up.
He's got all these pieces of paper.
Yeah, like napkins that he'd be in like the lunchroom and be like, well, Tom can't run this. Damn it.
He's got them all together.
Yeah, he's got a stack of plays that Cam Newton, granted, he can't throw, but he's athletic enough when Bill was in the red zone and within the 5-yard line, he'd just be like, all right, power, quarterback power, 11 on 11.
Yeah.
Usually it's 10 on 11, and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Can't stop us.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's the biggest thing. But I do think they're going to go after a quarterback, and I think Mac Jones is off the board at 3 to the Niners, and then who knows where Lance and Fields fall in now. Because you take Carolina's out. They don't need a
number 1 is going to Jacksonville. They're going to take the long-haired pretty boy. Yep. Number 2 is going to be
kid from BYU.
Number 3 is Mac Jones to the 49ers.
Yep.
4 is
you get the Falcons there.
Atlanta,
but
they might go down.
Or they could draft like the offensive lineman, the kid from Oregon or whatever.
Yeah.
Panay or something.
Panay.
Yeah, but so then you only have a couple teams now that are ahead of the Patriots that need a quarterback, right? Because now you really only have like the Broncos that may or may not take one. I mean, it's not like a given because they still have Locke. They invested a high pick in him last year.
And that guy's a joke.
But they don't have to take a quarterback there. I mean, they're not a quarterback away from being anything either, the Broncos.
No, they're not.
And then Carolina's not taking a quarterback now. So theoretically, you could stand pat right at 15, and you could end up with Fields or Trey Lance.
I don't think they'll be there. I really don't.
I don't know. I don't.
I think some of these teams are looking at I think Denver isn't sold on the kid that they got.
Okay, but what other team then?
I feel like they might
actually
pull up the draft order. Pull up all the teams prior to 15, and then you can really figure it out on who would take an athletic quarterback, because from all these so-called draft experts, which they're never right anyway, you go down the list, and at 15 they're saying the Patriots need to move up to get a quarterback, which I don't believe that. I mean, I think at 15 they could stay there and they don't have to lose any draft equity to move up.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like, what do you have to trade to move up? So we're already back through 3, right? Then you get the Falcons.
Falcons will move. I bet you the Falcons
will move. But they're not
taking
taking a quarterback, though.
No, they might take the receiver from Alabama.
Yeah, or
if he's still there, I mean, imagine that with Matt Ryan.
Or the kid from LSU. You get a lot of things.
Yeah.
You have Cincinnati after that. They're not taking a quarterback.
Nope.
You have the Dolphins after that. They're not taking a quarterback. You have the Lions that I don't think they're taking a quarterback. They just invested a bunch in Goff.
No. They won't.
Then you have Carolina, who's not going to take a quarterback now. You have Denver that could take a quarterback.
Denver could.
You have Dallas that's not taking a quarterback.
No.
The Giants that are not taking a quarterback.
No.
You have Philly that could possibly take a quarterback.
I think Philly might take one of those athletic guys for competition.
That's the.
I think they
But
should.
then you have the Chargers that aren't taking a quarterback.
No.
You have the Vikings that aren't taking a quarterback.
The Vikings should take a quarterback,
but they're not going to.
Sure.
So then you have the Patriots. So you
think they're good at 15.
Stay there and get it, because if you end up with like Fields or Lance and you have to give up no draft capital, isn't that a win?
Yeah, because then you can keep all your picks. You don't have to.
Yeah, you still have give up a second. You still have like two or three thirds.
So at the bottom of the draft, I mean, it's really hard to say. I mean, Tom Brady's an anomaly, but
it's just not going to happen.
At the bottom of the draft, most of those guys are going to be cut anyway. So you got to go. Their first 3 picks are going to be their most crucial to try and be something, because their drafts have sucked the last 5 years. I mean, that's why they just spent $100 million.
Yeah.
In free agency, because they weren't able to draft anybody. So, we'll see what happens, but they really, really need a quarterback. They really need a quarterback.
Who?
The Patriots.
I think they need a quarterback for the future. I don't think they need a quarterback right now.
This year. If they go into this year with all the money they spent, you spend 100 and whatever, 40, 50, I don't know, 180, whatever they spent in free agency.
I think it was more.
Your quarterback's making $5 million.
Yeah,
see that discrepancy? All that money and no money to the quarterback. No, that means that they don't think that he's the man.
But that's how they did it all along with Tom Brady.
Tom was making 15, 16, 18,
towards
20.
the end. But
16.
He wasn't even like a top 10 paid quarterback, like ever.
Cam Newton's not even a top 30 quarterback. Like, come on.
It's a great deal.
It's great. Yeah, great. Yeah, I know they love deals, but that's not a great deal. If
it is a good deal.
If you want to be, I guess now with 17 games, if you want to have a weird, which is going to be weird to be like, oh, they're 10-7. You'd be like, what?
You see now that the game checks go over like a half a year, like they're not going to be paid anymore on the game.
Really?
Yeah, it's over like 32 payments or something like that. So they take whatever you make over 32 weeks or something like that.
That's weird though, because what if you get cut? Usually it's just during the season you get paid, because if you get cut,
but it's over the season now. It's past the season.
Yeah, it's past the season. Yeah. So
but I think it's just because they can prorate your pay. So like, I think it
so
allows
they rather
them to
like
that
because the money that they're making, they don't have to. The less that they need to pay in big sums, the more amount of money they make in interest. So they're smart. They understand that.
That was part of the whole CBA or whatever.
Yeah.
But But back to the quarterback thing. I mean, do you think so? You think the Patriots taking a quarterback now?
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why they don't. They don't. I mean, the only thing I can see him doing is
only
is
reason
taking,
I could see Bill like really just saying "f you" to everybody, and like they pick like an
offensive lineman,
like a punter. You're like first round punt. No, I'm kidding. They wouldn't do that because they got Bailey. But
they could do it.
They would do something like you wouldn't ever expect, like trade the 15th pick for like another 29th pick or something.
Yeah.
Trade down, and you're like, what?
Yeah. But I mean, like, if they took Waddle, the kid from Alabama, the wide receiver, would you be okay with that at 15?
No,
I would. I think
no, because you can have as many fast, wide open receivers that you want, but if the ball
build
can't,
the future though.
But you need a quarterback.
Yes, but
this league is a quarterback league.
But you don't see them. You don't see them going and getting like the second tier quarterbacks, like Mond,
maybe
or Trask, or one of those guys, kid from Stanford.
I like that kid, Trask. But, I mean, maybe they do that. I don't know. But I'm not an expert. I might sound like an expert.
No, but
I'm not.
Nobody's an expert on the draft. Have you seen all the mock drafts?
Everyone's terrible.
It's all over
and they're
the place.
so wrong.
It's not even close because you don't know what the teams are going to do. You don't know what they're targeting. You don't know.
Yeah.
This year is difficult, too, because you don't have a lot of game film, a lot of guys. Like Trey Lance hasn't played a game in, like a year and a half?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's...
Which is scary.
Yeah. How do you really judge off that? You're just looking at game film
you're like,
and your pro day and stuff like that.
Hopefully
Everybody looks great on a pro day.
Yeah.
That you can make the throws.
They have these pro day trainers, and they have these life coach people that are like, when you're in an interview, say this, this, and this, and say I love football, and it's I wake up and I dream of making plays, and like it's all BS.
Yeah, did you see that report that came out about the N'Keal Harry pick that everybody in the organization wanted the Patriots to take either A.J. Brown or Metcalf, and
Metcalf's a freak.
And Bill liked the way N'Keal interviewed, and Bill's the one that overrode them and took
It's all
N'Keal.
about your interview. I mean, how many interviews you do? You sit down, you interview somebody, and you're like,
it's only part of it.
Pass, fail.
The thing with an interview is you can either tell if somebody really can't do it, or that's it. Like like there's that much gap. Like you can just tell from somebody if they're going to be professional enough or something like that. Like they're not falling asleep or a drug addict,
checking
or something
their
like
phone.
That. Yeah, so
hold on, I'm in an interview.
Yeah,
what's that, Dan?
Yeah. That's
I
what
love your commercials, man.
Yeah,
what's in your beard?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's
touch
all
of gray.
Tell.
Touch of gray.
Get a little bit of it.
Touch of gray. It's like right here. I'm getting gray a little bit.
We get a lot.
I know.
It just comes at you.
I'm getting old.
Just comes right at you.
It just hits me like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm looking forward to the draft. I did a draft preview last night for the Patriots and basically talked about everything we're saying, just like at 15, what do they need? I think their biggest need other than quarterback is inside linebacker.
Yeah. And the kid from Penn
they need
State
a cover linebacker. They need somebody that in today's NFL, they go empty and they got a running back like James White who goes out in the slot to run a quick angle or a wheel route.
There's a lot of that now.
Like all those catch and run backs, like you need a linebacker that can run and cover these guys. The Patriots have bigger guys that aren't really cover guys. So I'm sure they'll address that maybe in the second round, maybe third round if they take an inside guy.
Would you be okay at 15 if they took like Micah Parsons, the kid from Penn State?
No, they need a quarterback.
But
I would not be okay.
Said they need a linebacker.
If they don't. Yeah, I do. They do need it. I just didn't say that, but they need it after they get a quarterback. So they could go number 1 quarterback, number 2 running, or number 2 linebacker, inside linebacker. That's what I think they should do.
Yeah, no, I mean they definitely need an inside linebacker. I mean, without a doubt,
inside linebacker. It's their biggest piece.
The edge is kind of okay.
Edges, no,
enough.
But they just paid Judon, and they got that. They got Kyle back. Yeah. They got that kid from the Jets. They got
still on team.
He still needs to gain weight. He's 235. He needs to be 260. He's gonna get his ass kicked. You're telling me that Trent Brown isn't like licking his chops. That dude's 385 pounds, like just throwing people around. So
I actually want to see one of those practices where he's trying to go on the edge and Trent Brown just can kind of just pick him up and throw him.
He's a monster. I mean, I played against him. I remember just being like, "What?
Yeah,
this guy's huge." And
you ever get around him?
Yeah, I got a sack.
A
sack. I didn't get multiple, just a sack. But it was more so the quarterback's fault. He ran to me, and I got him.
Was he the hardest hardest you played against?
Really good, but he was also young and I was old, so it was like I was on the decline, and he was like going up in his career.
But you played him. You played against him when he played in San Francisco, though.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that great because they let him go for nothing.
He was damn good, but he got hurt
for nothing.
After that, he had a shoulder injury, and then he didn't play or something. He was on IR, and then they traded him while he was on IR. They traded him in the offseason.
Offseason, he got traded.
Yeah, because he was on.
It was like either right before the draft or right after the draft.
Yeah,
met up with him.
They traded him, but
then he got
that guy
paid.
Motivated.
Well, that's what he was when
he was motivated. Yeah, he came here to get paid. He got paid, so hopefully he stays motivated.
He seems it. I mean, I don't know if you've seen a lot of the stuff.
No, I watch his Instagram stuff.
Like he's like excited to be. Yeah. It seems like he's very excited.
I think he went to Vegas and was like, "What is this Mickey Mouse program?" And then respected the way that Bill ran everything. Wanted to come back to an actual legit program that probably was run a little bit better. But that guy, he's 385, like 385, 6'9".
Yeah, he's
massive arms, baby face. Yeah. I mean, I looked at him his helmet. I'm like, how old are you? 12? Like, he's got this little baby face, but he's a monster.
We were at an event, and he was, like, sitting at a table, and, like, his knees were a good shot over the table. Like, you saw, like, his entire knee.
He's the biggest tackle I've ever gone. Like, the biggest.
Yeah. No, he's
not too many guys where I was like, damn, like, I can't stop this guy. Like, he's big. He's just too big. His weight, once his weight is going, you're like, you just got to, don't hit me.
You got to do. So, what do you think the outlook right now for the Patriots is?
What is this? Oh, I brought some Mayflower New Worlds, which are pretty good.
Yeah.
We got special guests today, too, by the way.
Yeah?
We got Papa Ninko in town. He's going to jump on in a little bit. We'll ask him some hard-hitting questions on the Panther tattoo and what went into that decision. Laughing over there.
Have you been, like, thinking about this all night? Like, coming up with the questions?
No. Yeah, I mean, I just shoot the shit. I'll have him taste one of these beers. No, I'm kidding. These are old. Dad, you're not on the camera. Relax over there. These are all IPAs. I'll give you some natty ice. Just relax. You're not on a microphone. Good.
Well, so do you think the outlook of the season right now is good?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't draft a quarterback? Well, because if they draft a quarterback, though, the quarterback's not going to play.
Doesn't matter. I will have a better feeling about the way that the progress of the team is going if they get a quarterback. If they don't get a quarterback, 9-8. That's what I think.
Really?
Yeah.
But the quarterback's not going to play. Bill's not going to play a rookie.
I think he will. I think Bill will play a rookie. Play Tom. They're going to go back. They're jumping in the time machine.
Brian Hoyer in there against the Chiefs.
Brian Hoyer is. I like Brian Hoyer. He's a good kid, but he was in with the Chiefs. And he didn't have a chance because of a lot of different factors. They didn't have receivers. They didn't have tight ends. He
was awful.
Whatever. I'd rather Brian Hoyer than what we had.
He took that sack to get out of field goal range.
He
took like a 25-yard sack.
I mean, Cam Newton lost 3 games himself by fumbling the ball away, getting upended on the 1-yard line. I mean, you're 6'6". Get in from the 1. He got his knees cut out, did a somersault, and then got up like, I just got to get better. Get better.
No,
but if he scored, he would have done the Superman and everything. But when he lost, he puts the hat on, towel on his head, and
the Seahawks made a play on that one. I mean, the Buffalo turnover was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just awful.
That was bad.
Because I mean, he didn't have to gain any more yards there.
That was bad.
Like there was no need to. You just go down.
I will have a better outlook on the 2021 season if they get a quarterback. If they don't get a quarterback, they're going to have the same problems. They're going to have open receivers that are having the ball thrown behind them or volleyball in the air.
They're at Pat's Camp West right now. They're working on it all. Have
you seen it? Yeah, they're out in Cali, working hard, having grilling with each other afterwards in the hills.
Are you just upset you didn't get invited to something like that?
I don't want to go out to Cali. I'm not a Cali guy. No. Do I look like a Cali guy? I got a Nike sweater on. I'm drinking an IPA. And I got jeans and dad Nikes on with red socks. Yeah, I'm not a Cali guy.
You had a house in New Orleans though. You don't look like a New Orleans guy.
I sold it.
Yeah, but you didn't look like a New Orleans guy.
Well, New Orleans, I would have had to knock a tooth out and. Come on down here to Cajun. We're gonna have ourselves a good old time. That's you got to talk like.
Is that why you sold the house?
I'm going to get some catfish and I'm gonna get some redfish. We're gonna grill it up real nice like.
I did just notice.
You like oysters?
You have red socks on?
Yeah, I didn't. I just threw these on. I don't know.
Are those like?
I just went in my drawer. I'm like, oh, these are actually my old practice. I used to practice in these.
That's what I was gonna say. It's what it looked like.
Yeah, they're old. Good luck socks, like your hat.
I change it up. I just use the one brand.
Oh, yeah. You got to change it up.
It's because it's got a memory foam.
Oh, it's soft. Band. That's soft.
Memory foam.
Wow, so it's like my bed.
Remembers.
It remembers your head size.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah,
it helps the memory.
Keeps it all going.
Memory foam. I need that.
Perfect.
You're not a guest yet. Relax, okay? You're messing up the podcast.
I mean, we get used to it, though. I mean, you had Brody here ripping stuff off the wall, ripping the camera wires.
We had a few incidents with Brody. Brody's doing well. He's about 65 pounds right now. About 8 o'clock at night, every night, he gets a little bit crazy and he chews things and loses.
Some washcloths still?
He ate 6 washcloths. We talked about that.
He stopped eating them, though?
No. If he goes upstairs, he'll eat as many washcloths as he can find.
So, like, if he goes upstairs, you're going to chase after him?
If he goes upstairs, it's an instant sprint. I go get him. So we have to make sure he doesn't go upstairs. It's a must. Don't go upstairs because he will eat anything that is on the floor that is a washcloth. He'll ingest it, swallow it in 2 seconds, and then it would be a bad deal if the peroxide didn't work. So we're just going to stay away from that, and hopefully he doesn't puncture any or have any abscess blockages that could prevent his life from continuing.
You ever get him groomed?
Not yet. I wash him myself. Take him in the basement, give him a little...
Just hose him down.
Hose him down. I don't get a golden retriever. They're water dogs, but it takes 10 hours for their coat to dry.
Yeah.
Silliest thing in the world.
Though.
I know, but you would think if you're a water dog, like over time, you would have adapted to being a water dog in your fur.
But they're long hair. Like
but
short
it just
hair dogs
dries quickly or something.
Yeah, short hair dogs do that.
Yeah, I know. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
But he's going to go home with my parents soon. See you later. See you later, Brody. You asshole.
I mean, you named him after your favorite player ever.
It's Brady.
Your favorite person
it's
ever.
Brady, not
you
Brody.
Changed one letter.
Brody is way better.
I think Winovich would have been better. Looks just like him.
Winovich, he does have blonde, long hair though.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean. It's true, and he is a little bit light. He's not very.
He's a little light.
He's not very.
I thought he was going to be like 100 pounds. He's only 65.
He's gained some weight. All right, well, I think it's time for a little break.
Yep.
We'll come back with Mike Ninko coming up next. All right, so we're back at the Dan and Ninko show. We have a special guest, Captain Insano. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all the way from Chicago.
I don't know where that came from.
That came from
Waterboy. I was always very calm.
Keep me great calm. You have a little bit of a
Come on.
You have a little switch that if you switch it goes a little bit. It goes.
Sometimes that happens. Was I ever violent with you? I mean, wrongo.
No, but you grabbed the neck.
Well, yeah.
Remember the neck thing?
Yeah, you had to be moved around.
You would move me, or how about if I had something in my hand and you wanted me to drop it?
Then you take the hand and you twist it until it drops.
So you would, I remember having like something in my hand. He'd say, drop it, and he'd squeeze it, and you couldn't drop it, but it would just be like, oh, I can't.
Is that when you were putting the cars in the vise and everything?
Oh yeah. Oh, I did some violent things when I was a kid.
He had a great childhood.
Yeah.
He did a lot of damage growing up.
I didn't do much damage.
You broke a bay window, right?
I did break a nice Anderson window.
Brand new Pella, I believe it was.
Yeah.
It was a brand new Pella.
With the built-in blinds. Way back when it was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And I came home and Mom said, "Robert put a golf ball through the front window."
I was putting. I was working on my short game.
Short game went up about 12 feet.
Oh, I took a big hack at it. It was my first go around at golf.
So did you aim right at the window?
I don't know what I was aiming at. I think I was just trying to hit the ball hard, and it was probably like a sand wedge, about 15 feet from the window.
Right through the window.
Did a few goofy things, but he was a good kid.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
Very minimal beatings.
Yeah.
Very
Throwing
minimal.
the sandwich at the bus driver.
Yeah.
Getting kicked off the bus.
I got kicked off the bus. Yes, I did.
Yeah. And I had to chase the bus driver down and yell at him.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, you caused us a lot of problems, Mr. Bus Driver. It's not like he hit you in the head with a bologna sandwich or something.
It was a peanut butter and jelly. But anyway. My old man here was a iron worker for a long time. He's got a lot of cool stories.
35 years.
35 years iron working.
Winters, summers.
Yeah.
A lot of OT.
A lot of overtime. What was the total?
Spoiled him rotten on his sister.
Yeah, I got like a Monte Carlo.
The Monte Carlo, remember that?
Yeah, he had my black truck underpowered,
very underpowered. We had to put a new motor in. How about when I traded the Monte Carlo in without you knowing?
Well, first I want to say about the black truck. He goes, Dad, when I get on the expressway, I really got to put the pedal to the floor. This might blow up one day. I go, oh, okay. Well, how come I drove it to work? I didn't have any issues. Calls me up. Hey, Dad. There's like parts all over the roadway. The motor's blown up. I went, how did you do that? I didn't do anything. So,
it did explode. It exploded on me. On the merge. It was on the merge.
Yeah.
But at how many times in that motor's lifetime was it redlined when you were driving it? Because this guy drives kind of like Captain Insano would.
It was no big deal. Oh, Monte Carlo.
The Monte Carlo?
Okay, we got the Monte Carlo. I'm making payments. He goes to the Saints. Buys a Chevy pickup truck. Pewter.
You still got it?
No,
you still got it?
No, it was
that was the after one.
It was the one that got torn up by the bad guys.
Yeah, the bad guys broke the window.
By the mall. Ripped all the shit out of stuff out of the dashboard.
No, you could say shit.
Oh, I can swear?
Yeah, you already screwed it.
Yeah,
you already screwed the whole thing.
Up, so
yeah. We got the E.
Yeah.
The E.
Explicit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I traded it.
Calls me up. Dad, I got a brand new pickup truck. Oh, yeah? Where's the Monte Carlo? I traded it. We don't own it yet.
But then I bought it.
Well, yeah.
What's Chris Long call you? Chris Long. My buddy Chris Long. What's he call you?
The Panther.
The Panther.
There it is.
There it is, the Panther. This is just like for me, if I was gonna get a tattoo, it'd be really hard. It'd be really hard for me to get one right there. Like just right on the forearm, a Panther.
I got one on the forearm.
That was the time. No, but that was his first. Was that your first tattoo?
No, I think I got the eagle for my father.
Show him the he had the shark. So when I was younger, he would say the shark comes alive at night. It's gonna bite.
Hey, and the kitty cat. The kids would scream because it comes off my arm at night. And scratch you up. So they'd all be kids would spend the night and be scared.
All right, so there's.
I got to tell you about the shark. I got this in Hong Kong in the Navy.
There was a nude girl on it, but you took it off.
There was a girl with boobs. I said, take the boobs off. Just give me the fish. So they erased the woman, and here we go. It's like, 40.
The original Iron Mike.
71 to 75, I was in the Navy, and I don't regret it. I wasn't a college guy. I went anchors away.
Anchors
that's
away,
a big thing. How come you don't get a matching Panther?
I thought of, at one point, which I don't have any tattoos because.
No, that's good.
I mean, if you had a really nice Ferrari or a Lambo, I've never seen a bumper sticker on one of those, so I don't want to mark up this.
Expel it.
I would expel it with clear, nothing. Just all clear expel.
Just football scars.
Just football scars, which are minimal. Stay pretty healthy.
That's good.
But anyway, I just, I thought about doing a Panther, but then I was like, nah, every time I went to a tattoo parlor.
You chicken out.
Somebody else got a tattoo, and I looked at it because I might be a little perfectionist, might be a little bit crazy.
A little? Yeah.
Little. And I'd say.
He's over the top.
Yeah, I know.
I'd say that. That left eye is way bigger than the right eye.
Dad, don't touch the paint. Don't touch the paint. Your fingers are like sandpaper.
He's got sandpaper hands. The freaking fingers just cut you up.
I should moisturize now at my young age of 67.
You look good for 67.
Yeah,
how about the time you met? So we're in the hall after the game. We're playing the Dolphins, and we're coming out of this. We're coming out of the stadium, and they have the cafeteria, and the family goes to the cafeteria, and we walk out the front, and Bill's there, and my old man walks up to Bill, and Bill's just I don't know. Standing there.
First of all, I would speak Croatian to him.
Yeah, and Bill doesn't know any.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know. So then he goes, "What did you say to him?
I said,
do you like?
Hey, Bill, you like smoked fish?
You like smoked fish?"
He goes,
Bill's like this. Huh?
He goes, yeah. I said, you sure smoked them dolphins.
I'm sitting there like,
and he's just looking at me like,
let's get the hell out of here, man.
Hey, come on, let's go, Dad.
Yeah, let's go.
Like, zip it up.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
tell them about okay, so there's a lot of fun stories. Tell them about the rocks when I was throwing rocks at the train.
Oh, we lived in South Holland.
Yeah, this is
When
funny.
we moved in there to be an occasional train, it got worse, and we finally had to get out of there. But him and his cousin, Nicholas, they had rocks lined up along the edge of the pool, and there was a locomotive that stopped. So he knows I hated the train. I'd be out to get out of here because you could smell the diesel fumes and shit.
Yeah.
They're throwing rocks at the train. Here comes the frickin'. I'm sitting in the family room watching a ball game. I see somebody like flying over the fence. They got these guys, they're little kids. You know, they're like one juvenile officer, and here's this other a-hole. So I said, hey, is there something wrong with you? These are little kids. Are they going to hurt that locomotive with rocks? Well, we got to complain. We have this and that. I go, wow, this guy's a clown. So I says, hey, you want to mess with these little kids? Mess with me. I said, take off all your shit. Let's see what you got. Take off your gun. Let's go, me and you. So the juvenile officer steps in. Mr. Ninkovich, hey, take it easy. I go, this guy's an a-hole. You know that. He really didn't answer me. So, but I did see him at a kids' baseball game a while back, and he after that,
a while back,
A while.
25 years ago.
He kind of stayed away from me because everybody's a tough guy with a gun or a taser or a club.
Now it's all online.
How about we get after it with nightsticks, me and you? You know, it'd be a good battle, wouldn't it?
It'd be a good battle. Yes, it would.
Come on, copper. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's,
Hit him in the guts. Oh, right in the side of the head.
All
Hey,
right, that's it. Yeah, well, then you're going to prison,
Here
sir.
comes the ambulance.
Yeah.
Oh, tell them about when I went to see you, ESPN doing the Detroit pregame.
No, this was when I was doing the Patriots sideline. The Patriots.
Yeah,
So I was working with the Patriots,
We
doing the
flew to
preseason.
Detroit.
So he drove to Detroit. I flew in with the team, and they did the week of practice. So we got together and we went to the Henry Ford Museum, which is really cool if you're ever in Detroit.
I have to take my wife back.
That was really cool. But anyway, Matty P gets him a ticket. And I get him a ticket. I said, Matty, I don't want to have him up in the, they put you in the nosebleeds if you're from the other team.
Yeah.
So Matty's like, oh yeah, I'll set it all up. So I'm on the sidelines. I look up. This guy's in a box, a private box.
He's in a skybox.
He's in a skybox. I'm like, he's eating a hot dog.
I go like
doing
this.
this.
Robert's going like
I'm
this.
like, why are you in a private box?
What are you doing?
So he goes into he looked at, I don't guess he didn't look at the ticket or somebody
No,
said.
I asked him right in there, sir. So I was the first one in there, and I think her name was Lisa.
Hot
She
dogs
goes,
and popcorn.
when do you expect the rest of your party? And I go, what rest of my party? So I'm eating a hot dog and a Diet Pepsi,
Oh man.
and then I started. I better go check with somebody. He goes, sir, you're right down there. I mean, it was a good seat, but it wasn't.
Don't the box.
It wasn't his own private box. How many people
Got some
are you
food.
expecting, sir, with your private area, which was
When do you expect the rest of your party, sir? Bing, I don't belong here.
Oh,
You got some food though and everything. I mean, that's a good thing.
Nice chubby hot dog.
Yeah.
yeah, it's Detroit style.
It would have been different if you were sitting on the sidelines, right, and you see the cops just like escorting out and everything.
Oh man, well we've had some run-ins with the law. My last high school football game, my sister almost got arrested. He had to. Did you miss my last play, scoring a
I
touchdown?
missed that play because of Laura.
Because
Dots.
He was-
little candy dots.
Yeah.
Well, the announcer was, naturally,
He was,
the
it
home
was a
announcer,
home announcer.
very
so-
lopsided, and so Laura gets mad. She's throwing a dot at the guy.
Oh,
Next thing you know, I looked and they're dragging my daughter.
handcuffs.
They're
Really?
wrestling with her.
Yeah.
So I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "We got a complaint. She threw something." I said it was a dot, a salt with a deadly dot. I said, "Hey, take your hands off her, sir. You better step away. We're going to put cuffs on you." I said, "It's going to take more than two of you. I guarantee it." Now, we're at the top of the stands, and I'm out of my mind. And I got my father with me. He was in his 70s then. We're at Libertyville, 2 hours away. I got to get up at 5 in the morning and go to work on a Sunday.
Oh man.
So that turned into quite a fiasco. I had to go down and talk to the lieutenant. He goes, I said, "I think your guys overreacted a little bit." "Well, sir, we have to do this and do." I said, "Come on, man." He said, keep her in the car. She can't go back in the stadium, and we won't press charges. Press charges? What charges? I said, look, man.
It's a dotting.
We got to start driving home in about a half an hour here. So he says, okay. So
that's ridiculous.
Did you even know that was going on?
No, I was playing.
Yeah,
like afterwards.
Like you look over.
Which I scored the last touchdown. I was playing. I scored the last touchdown, and then we went for 2 to win the game. And our quarterback threw it out of bounds.
Could have went in overtime.
Just freaking throw me the ball and I caught it. But anyway, that's living in the past. But how about the? I love having the Ninko stories.
What?
How about the time when you were working, and the guy stole a lady's purse? Remember that?
No, you mean at Harry's Bar?
Harry's Bar. Yeah.
Harry's Bar.
So Harry's Bar, I'll put it to you this way. Harry's Bar was in Thornton, Illinois, which is like a limestone quarry.
Yeah, it's a big quarry.
So it's a big quarry there. It's literally, the whole town is dust. Like everything's white. Everything is like lined with dust.
Right.
It's like the streets are dusty. This bar is on the corner right next to the quarry. And the bar is dust.
Looks like Tony Montana's desk.
The dust is everywhere. It's like, I used to ride my bike there. I'd have Okie Doke popcorn, have a soda pop.
He was good at poker.
I'd play the poker machines. He'd take the winnings from me.
Guys, that's a lie, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man.
Guys would give him money. Keep playing.
Guys would keep me going, and I'd play pool. It was actually fun. I used to enjoy it.
And sometimes I'd stay in there too long, and my dinner would be in the garbage. Come on, Deb, why?
No, but the purse. Remember the
What
purse?
we have for dinner? Look in the can, she said.
Didn't somebody steal a purse or something?
So we're sitting there. There was an older couple that always played the machine. There were regulars drinking their draft beers, and there's this punk wanders in, and nobody really knew him. Next thing you know, he grabs Ellen, I think her name is. He takes off running. Well, he goes over the tracks, and guys are chasing him. So I caught a glimpse of him. I ran the tracks. I'm watching him jump fences. And when he got to the last fence, I was standing there. I go, drop the purse, asshole. He goes, who are you? I said, I'm the guy that's going to smash your face in if you don't drop the purse. So he said, F you, and I put his nose on the side of his face. It freaking exploded. I mean, pow! And he's going, he's screaming. Now here comes the rest of the vigilante force, and they're all going, wow. I said, listen, one thing, boys, I was not here. Goodbye. I'm going home.
See you later. See you later.
For months after that, every time I come in for a beer, vigilantes.
The vigilante.
The Punisher.
Which
like Charlie Bronson. But I tell you what, you can't really hit people, but when you get a free shot,
it
feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good. So his
That's
nose,
why football was nice.
His nose was. It felt good because he had it coming.
He did have it coming.
Now at my age, I don't hit people. I have a concealed carry permit.
Ghosts.
And,
yeah, concealed carry. You're not going to shoot anybody.
So if somebody tries to steal my brand new.
Hey, what's up, man? We got guests.
How you guys doing?
What's up?
What's up? Am I live in here?
Yeah, we got Devin coming in, messing up the pod, but he ain't messing up. You're adding to this content. What's up? We were just talking about they called him the vigilante because he exploded someone's nose. Yeah. Long time ago. Not recently.
You didn't pass that on to Rob, though, did you?
No, not too much.
Hopefully on the football field.
Just I don't hit anybody.
Other than that, he's
I'm gonna
pretty
get
mellow.
sued. You
We
know
need a
what I'm
little
saying?
bit more on the football
Yeah, he's got a lot more.
Well,
He's got a lot more to lose.
You got Winovich. Come on. Set the edge for you.
I feel like every time I see you, that's what you say to me.
Come on. You got another 50. I'm excited for him. I did a thing yesterday for the Patriots draft party, or they had like a draft thing. And he was actually on as a special guest, and they asked me, what was the one quarterback I'd love to sack? And I said, I want to sack Tom Brady. Like, if I could sack one, I would just dump Tom, and I'd get up.
No, you wouldn't.
I would love to hit Tom.
Listen,
when you practice.
You have like a man crush on Tom Brady.
No, I like Tom. Tom gave me a lot of great things. He gave me a nice watch. He gave me a nice red Canada Goose jacket, which is a lovely jacket. But anyway,
you would cry if you hit Tom.
I would love.
You would
to
cry.
Crush Tom.
You get up.
When you play football, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna
I didn't
hurt
mean
Tom.
to.
I'm not gonna hurt you. but I'd love to give you a lot of that.
I didn't mean to.
Listen, when you practice against Tom, like he's doing the, orange, he's doing all this seams. And then you like run past them after you beat Cannon or Solder or freaking Seabass or Light. I'd give him a little slap and he'd be like, "Oh, the ball was gone. So he'd give you all that BS, and you're like, "No, you're sacked." And you scream like it could be 2 minutes, and Bill obviously wants to keep the thing going so everyone's dead. And you'd be like, "We just started the 2 minute with a sack. It should be over." And Bill's like, "Oh, ball was gone." So then Tom would be like, "Nope." So if you get to play Tom, this year. Give a little safety, a little Sam Will action.
You would cry.
What was the Sam Will call?
Your number 1 and number
back
2 quarterbacks.
Back in the old days.
Tiger.
No, not Tiger. Sam. The Sam Will. It was Sam, or no, that was Sam Will. What was the safety? Snake. Get that snake call, baby. Get that snake call.
Your number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks on your list are Tom Brady and then Jimmy Garoppolo.
I like Tom Brady, obviously.
What about Jimmy Garoppolo?
Super Bowl rings. I like Jimmy G too.
Okay, but why are they number 1 and number 2?
Well, you said Jimmy too.
Yes, you did.
No, he just says that because I think that Jimmy G would be a great player now that they have. Right now,
he's fumbling around this one.
Well, because we have a player here, a current player. I can't say too many things. You know what I'm saying? I can't say like I'm back in a player mode right now. Like, we're working hard.
I wish I had something here. I wish I had something here to rewind like some of the stuff you said. You literally 2 weeks ago said
I can say
that you like,
but
you like Tom and Jimmy because of their looks.
Well, they're great looking guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not, I'm saying they look the part. I am a fan of a pocket style quarterback. I think that the new age guys that look, I missed Cam a bunch of times. We all saw that highlight, right? But when you get to a point where you're, struggling to complete passes in a league that's all based on accuracy and quarterback play that can check plays and they can come in and out of the huddle and we played freaking Peyton Manning where you're like, shit, what's he gonna, don't show it, don't move, and then somebody takes one step and you get and you're like, oh shit, what is he checking to? He knows we just screwed up, and then they just bounced their head up. We played there for the AFC Championship game when Jamie screwed up that one drop in Denver. Bounce the tight ends are just touchdowns, bombs over Baghdad. What we got? Is this Jet? Oh, no. Is this Jay? Come on in.
Who's that?
It's Jason. There we go. There we go.
You know what? I'm going to step away, ladies.
All right, Papa Ninko. Papa Ninko.
Papa Ninko, exit stage left.
Papa Ninko just told his.
All right,
hey, that was a great story, by the way. We had some great.
I'll man this camera.
No, don't move the camera. They're all set. Okay, please.
All right.
Have a seat over there on the floor, Indian style, please.
I met Papa Ninko at the park one day.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember meeting you at the park one day.
Yeah.
Maybe last
Hey,
year.
so
Yeah.
we were just telling the story. You guys will get a kick out of this. We're in Detroit for the preseason last year, before
When
COVID,
you did the game?
when I did the game, and I called Matty like, "Hey Matt, can I get a ticket?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get you a ticket for my dad." So I'm on the sideline. I look up. He's in a private box. Like I'm like, and he's doing this. I'm like, why is he in a private box? So he had a hot dog, a Diet Pepsi. He's the first one in there because I went early. The lady's like, "Sir, when are you expecting all your guests?" And he's like, "My guests?" Like he put me in my own box, my own private box. So he's like, "Is this the right place?" They're like, "No, you're down in the regular section." But he already ate, I'm like,
Get my hot dog and Diet Pepsi.
Why not?
It's a good thing. Yeah.
Why not?
I was dying. It's preseason. I mean, the guy that owned the box probably didn't even show up. So
Yeah.
you could have been the guy. Man. You could have been.
You were way early because you were doing the sidelines.
Yeah. But no, back to the quarterback thing. I'm just saying, I'm a fan of because your
The looks.
quarterback. the looks are one. If you're a quarterback and you got the look, you're gonna make a lot of money because you're gonna do off-field stuff. You're gonna do commercials. You're gonna sell beds. Sleeping Beauty.
But when you're ranking out a quarterback, you have looks like in maybe 1 through 5.
Well, if you think about all the quarterbacks in the league, the ones that have the look are pretty much the top 5. You know what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying?
You know, Aaron Rodgers, he's doing Jeopardy right now. You got Mahomes, he's on every commercial. He's the State Farm guy.
Yeah.
You know, like if you have the look, you don't see golf anywhere because he's goofy looking. He looks like you know what I'm saying? Like you're not seeing these goofy. You're not seeing the dude from the Vikings anywhere. You're like, what the hell? No, because they're like, he doesn't have the look. But if you got the look, Peyton Manning had the look. He had that big ass dome on him.
What look?
He's doing all the insurance commercials because he looks like a dad.
That's like that's after. That was after playing.
He's got a good personality too. Yeah. But anyway, I'm saying
Eli's on stuff.
Eli, he's a nerd. It's because of his brother that he had all that stuff. Come on now.
He's on a bunch of things.
2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about
the Patriots.
That's not.
Twice.
That was 12.
Something his brother couldn't do.
That was that one. 12 men on the field, Indianapolis, turnover.
I know.
That was a sad one.
I spilled. Anyway, that was a sad one. That was a tough one. We should have won that one. But anyway, Rolex. Calls coming in. Rolex, let them score.
Well, Brian's wife said, don't go down there because if they don't win, you're going to watch everybody go past you and you're going to feel worse. So stay in your seats. And we did.
That was okay. So in that game in particular, when we lost to the Giants in Indy, I remember being on a knee, having my helmet on, looking at the scoreboard. It was like 4 minutes left, and it was right before. I won't even say it. That one. It was right before that one. It was right before that one. Yeah. And I'm like, we got this. We got this. I remember looking at the scoreboard and being like, God damn, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get this thing. And then that happened. And then we get back on the field, and this freaking toe touch on the sideline happened. And I'm like, what? And Bradshaw was running like so hard. I mean, do you remember how hard that dude was running? He was Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs chipped my head off in one of the plays. Like, he chipped my head off. He's a 260, he just chipped me. I went, whoa, okay, I guess I'll drop in coverage, which I wasn't supposed to. But, so Bradshaw was running so hard. I remember trying to tackle him and being like, this dude is just like,
a little bowling
he
ball.
was like a ball of muscle. And you know, like when you're a kid, you probably never did this thing. But remember when we were little and they had those chutes with the little arms on it with the springs, but when you're a kid and you ran through it, you're like, man, this thing hurts.
Oh, the little gauntlet.
The gauntlet. And I remember like as a kid trying to get through that and being like, oh, like this hurts so much. That dude was running through the gauntlet like nothing, just and then when you'd be on him, he just running his legs. And when they won that game, right after that, we lost the next year and we went back in 14. And do you remember the speech that Bill gave before that game, before Seattle? He was like, at any point in this game, you look at the scoreboard and you start to think of what could possibly be, get right back to the current situation.
Flo used to tell us that every playoff.
Like if you ever look at the scoreboard, because that's exact. I mean, Bill probably did the same thing, and it's probably coming from experience. But you look at the scoreboard and you're like, man, we got 4 minutes left. We're probably like one possession here. We're up by 4. I think at the time we're up by 4. And you're like, man, we got this. He's like, if at any point in the game you look at the scoreboard and you start to think of like beyond the present time, get back to like what's happening and do what you're supposed to do. And like in 14, after that I was like, damn, that is true, because I did that. It's crazy. And then we go out there and, you know, the crazy stuff that happened in Seattle or against Seattle. And at the end, they're almost about to score. I'm thinking to myself, like, is this shit about to happen? Like, I remember, like, looking at the scoreboard. I'm looking around. I'm like, are we going to call timeout? Because we got no time. We got no time. Like, we're going to lose this game. They're going to run the ball, hand it off. Freaking game's over. And then freaking Malcolm. Love you, Malcolm.
I remember being there like, damn, we're just not supposed to win.
This is
I'm like, we're here.
Because that game in particular,
Some crazy catches.
I mean.
Yeah, that was the locket catcher.
That was.
Yeah.
I mean.
Batted up in the.
was running hard with his split leg running style. Like, yeah. There was a time where I remember tackling him, and I didn't realize it, but I got up, and my hand was on his neck, but I didn't know my hand was on his neck. and he kind of has cross eyes, but he's got that visor on. You know, like Lynch has got kind of crossed eyes, got googly eye, which I do too sometimes. But anyway, head trauma. Anyway, but I got up. I had my hand on his neck, but I didn't. You know, you're in a pile. You're getting up. Like I had my hand on his neck. I said, "Oh man," and he looked at me. He goes. He didn't say anything. I just looked at him. I said, "Fuck, you must be like in a weird place right now." Because usually if someo's on your neck.
Talk the whole game.
No, he didn't say anything.
Remember at 12 when we played against Spikes?
Yes. Well, because Spikes was trying to knock him out.
And he was just like, just looking at Spikes.
He doesn't say, like, I didn't play him much, but I thought that in that particular moment, because usually if someone's on you, you're like, get off of me, or, you know, mother or whatever, like, get the hell off. I was on him, and he was just looking at me, and I remember looking at him, like, damn, his eyes are crossed, because he was like, his eyes were like this.
That's all I could think of.
I said, damn, he can see both ends. That's why he's so good.
It's like a lizard.
But we won that game, so great. I could have easily been 0-3 in the Super Bowl. Because think about that. Seattle, we with the Malcolm, and then the comeback, my last game.
Especially when Julio Jones made that catch.
You want to warm that ice? It's been here a while.
Yeah.
It's been here a while.
Good prop.
No, it's good.
No, those are not good.
No, those are terrible. They smell like metal.
Yeah, you drink it.
It smells like lead poison.
Yeah, it was brewed with the can in.
They canned it with aluminum.
Yeah.
It's aluminum.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's real bad.
It's awful.
But anyway, so the Jimmy G thing, he's a Chicago kid. And I like, you know, like when he was here with us, I like Jimmy G because this is the one thing I can say about Jimmy G. When you have a backup behind Tom Brady, like you're not going to play. You know Tom, like, is going to be the man. So when he would do all the scout team stuff and you're reading cards and you're trying to put a good look out there for the defense, I thought he always did a great job because there was plenty of times where he'd make a throw and I'd be like, damn, that was a freaking tight window. So that's why I like, because I feel like in 2021, your quarterback needs to be able to throw in tight windows. Like that's the sport is based on the quarterback being able to throw in tight windows and check your team. If I'm a head coach, I want a quarterback that can check my offense in the best play possible from what he sees. So if he sees cover 2, hey, we need to get these seams going. If he sees cover 3, we need to get these corners, like we need to get the out routes going. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that to an extent,
though. That is the issue that I had, and we're not going to get into it because we got a special guest that just jumped in on us, and they can't. But
it's simple.
Much.
Jimmy G doesn't play.
Jimmy G, an ACL. I tore my ACL. That wasn't my fault. His ACL wasn't his. You can't, like, injuries aren't. He had an ACL and a high ankle. That's stuff that happens. Like, you can't say the worst thing possible is you say someone's injury prone. It's the National Football League. You've been through injuries. You've had injuries, but the guys that injury. I had an article said Rob Ninkovich can't go to the bathroom without tearing the ACL. I read that. I circled that.
You hit a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
I circled that reporter's name. I put an X to his face.
Did you make sure you were careful in the bathroom then? Like walk, slowly, like shuffle.
Now Dan wants to get it. Now Dan, let's go. Let's go outside right now. Captain Insano's coming out at me. A couple beers.
Shuffle in there. I can't slip in the bathroom.
I only tore my ACL once. Okay.
Yeah.
06, long time ago.
Slowed you down. 40.
My 40 was never that great. I mean,
He scooped the ball up against the Charger.
I was tired. That was a 13-play drive.
You would have never thought this dude was like this good pass rusher.
No.
Because he had no explosion, no knee drive, got ran down by offensive linemen.
No. Phillip Rivers got me. Okay, so to my defense on this one, that was play 13, 14 on this.
He got the ball in his hands. And
I was tired.
It was probably like a good 70 yards though.
It was a good 70 yards.
It was good, but if he runs like this,
I was done. I was done. No, but the thing is I ran past the ball, like it was an incomplete pass. I thought, and nobody knew. And I heard Pep say, "Ninko, get the fucking ball." So I go back to the ball, and I do the the dive, tuck and roll.
The fat people stuff.
No, but you're supposed to do the tip. Nobody else around me. I just got on it, and then I hear Pep say, "Get up," and I'm like, damn. I get up, I start running. I got my head's back to start. Like,
but you gotta remember now, everybody thinks they can compete, so no one is going.
No one's going.
By the time he gets there, everybody's like, go. So you're like, I'm like, Ninko's about to score.
I didn't score.
That monkey
I got caught. I got caught.
What did you get to the 5, 10?
3, 2.
Oh.
I tried to do a cut though because the offensive lineman was in front of me. I cut back and then Philip got me.
I mean, but it looks so.
It looked real slow.
In your career?
2.
Okay. So I won't
2.
do that.
Pick 6.
The
Jets pick 6. LT. Ladanian on an
dude,
angle route.
This dude came out of nowhere from the other side.
Yeah.
And he's like right over the ball. And
No, it was me.
So explosive.
It was me and over Dustin Keller. We were vicing Dustin Keller.
Anytime we played the tight end.
Yeah.
If you played corner,
So I had to jam.
you got no help the whole game.
I had to jam Keller, and then who was the White? Who was remember the special teams ace? Chris White. Like depleted him. And then after he got depleted, I just went right to the angle.
Good old Ninko takes a score to like 37-6. Game's over.
Yeah, game's over.
Good old pick 6.
Yeah, pick 6. And then the Bears. Remember the Bears? Jay Cutler got sacked, fumble, and then I got it. I looked terrible in that one too.
You look fast on the Jets one.
I look good on. I look natural on that one.
Yeah.
I look natural on that one.
You like a backer.
What was the Monday night Dolphins?
Miami. That was
when I had the 2 picks on that one.
The zone.
The zone in cut. That was a nice one.
That was pretty.
But the flat to Cobb's. His last name was Cobb. They ran a flat route, and Chad Henne just like threw the flat, and I did like it was a curl flat drop, and I just broke on it. Dove looked good. Looked good. Looked good.
I mean,
That's it.
Like
I was looking. You know what's funny? And prior to that game, all week I was bitching. I called. Yeah. I was to everybody I talked to like, are you fucking kidding me? I freaking drop every damn play.
I mean, 2 interceptions.
2 picks and a sack.
The end cut looked like it was wide open. Like it was one of those where the backer comes out of nowhere and just closes the window. Like, oh.
Yeah, that was a good one.
No run after
that was a bad one. I fell, and Mayo tried to pick me up, tried to get me to run, and I got tackled again. I'm not a run after catch. No. You remember the Texans?
Yards after catch, not great.
The Texans playoff game with the tap drop, and Schaub threw it right to me.
Oh, yeah.
And the center took my knees out. Yeah. Like, the center blew my knees out.
He's one of those guys, like, you were running, that guy's running at you.
I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to go. I said, where do I go? And he just blew me up. I've been blowing up a bunch. It's fun. Doesn't hurt that bad when you don't see it, really. When you really are ready for it, that's when you're like, damn, that hurt.
Yeah. You tore it all shots and all that? Ninko juice ready to go?
Ninko juice and Toro. T-shot in the shoulder, not the butt. Goes to your heart quicker. I'd always get it in the shoulder. One time I had a Toradol shot.
Heard that.
Me either.
It goes. I'm telling you, do it this year. You never had a Toradol shot?
When I first
you've had Toradol shots.
When I first came in the league, like
it was a ritual.
It was normal.
Yeah,
like,
line up for your
Toradol. Don't get my
T-shot.
What you get a T-shot for? It just helps you feel good.
Helps you feel. It's like 10 ibuprofens. You feel great.
You smell it. You said it.
You smell it.
The next day,
you can't tie your shoes.
You
can't tie your shoes. One time, I had an AC joint in a game, and I did this AC thing.
Yeah, I've done that.
And I had Toradol on me, so I'm like, my shoulder's making this weird click noise. So the next day, I woke up like this. I went, oh no. I got up to try and tie my shoes, and my arm I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a bad week. They put the donut on there, and they give you like a pad, and they cut out a hole, and they're like, oh, well, it's not gonna, it won't hurt that much. You're like, I'm hitting fullbacks.
It's just a sprain.
It'll heal on its own. Okay.
Get some cortisone.
Get a little, put a little rub on it.
Get a little Ninko juice, right?
Ninko juice.
Yeah, some Ninko juice.
So we were playing Oakland. This was before they moved to Vegas. Oakland at the Coliseum. Who was the McFadden? So before the game, I had a Vibrant, which is a caffeine pill. I'd break it in half. Me and Trevor Scott.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I've never done all that.
So I'd break a Vibrant, and that's like caffeine. It's like 100 milligrams. Then I would take a scoop of NO Explode, a scoop of Fast Twitch, 2 Red Bulls, pour it in a Gatorade, shake that thing up, put a tape on it, and put Ninko juice on it. Mayo will tell this story. One time, like it was at the end of the game. I'm looking at him, I'm like, man, like my face, I was like twitching because I was dehydrated. He's like, what's going on with your face? You know what Mayo is. Like, man, your face, Ninko. Hey, he's like, got Jim. He's like, Jim, Ninko messed up.
Yeah.
Man.
He was the one person that's always going to check you on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you all right?
Hey. Yep. So we were playing the Ravens. This is funny. We were playing the Ravens in the playoffs before we went to the Super Bowl. I hit Mayo, like, helmet to helmet. Like, we did the, like, friendly fire. Like, we were going to tackle the running back. And I hit Mayo. He was like this on the ground. I said, Mayo! It was like if I put a smelling salt in front of his, like, he was sleeping. Like, he was like this. I said, Mayo. He goes, Ma, what? I said, are you okay? He said, yeah, what happened? I said, he just hit you really hard. He goes, oh, okay. And then he got in, and then the play came in. It's like nothing happened to him. It's like nothing happened to him. I was like, damn, I think he's messed up. And then later in that game, he hit me, same type of play. I looked down at my thigh board. It was backwards. He hit me so hard that my thigh board was flipped backwards. I had a like the worst contusion on my thigh. I had it in the Super Bowl in Indy. I had blood in my ankle because he freaking hit me so hard in the thigh. I still have like a massive hole in my thigh because of freaking Mayo. Damn it! Wish I'd have knocked him out more. Would have messed me up. But anyway. All right, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Sweating. It's hot in here.
And
a
I'll
lot
explode.
of bodies in here. All right, we'll be back.
All right.
See ya. So we're back. Dan and Ninko Show, episode 20-lot. Anyway, 20-something. So this has been a really good, surprising episode. We got the twins in. They came in, surprised us.
We have names.
I'm sorry. We got Jay and Dev. Okay, so sorry about that. Which, funny story, I never met Jason. I never met Jason, but me and Dev, he sat next to me. It must have been like the,
that happens a lot to us. You just end up friends.
No, but I'm saying, like, I was like, when we met, I was like, man, I feel like I know you. Like, I'm telling him stories. He's like, all right, I remember that. I said, but you weren't there. He's like, yeah, I know, but
But Dev told me.
We did that. We had the same. But honestly, if there was a auditorium of about 1,000 devs, I would be a stand-up comedian because I could get this guy rolling. Every day in meetings, he'd be crying, laughing because I'd be saying something about Matty P or Bill up there, like this. Jesus Christ.
I'll never forget though. 2014 playoffs. We got Baltimore. Wednesday morning.
Oh, when I was late,
bro.
The only time I was late.
We sit down.
Listen to this story.
Only time you were late?
I was only late one time in my whole career.
Our seats were
Ever.
It was Pep, Mayo, me, Ninko.
Yes.
So we all sit down.
and
we're like, where's Nick? So we all just sit back, face forward. And
don't say a word.
Like,
don't say a word.
We all looked at each other like, stop looking around. And we just sat there. And Bears used to be right in the back.
Yeah, in the back
because
corner.
where Ninko's seat was, the wall kind of blocked Sandy, and he was always there.
Yeah.
So, like, the funny thing is, Bears always, like, when Bill would be showing film and stuff and something would happen,
he'd be sleeping.
Bears would be like, Bears would be like,
Oh, yeah, you make the
So he would get so annoyed.
No, I'd be like, what the hell? Shut up.
Bears would go, and then Ninko would be over there like this. And I'm like, what's wrong?
You don't even know what you're looking at.
Bro, we walked out of the meeting, Ninko's in the locker room like, did they know I was there?
No, listen.
Nobody
knew.
Don't say anything.
So listen, I woke up, I remember yes.
How far did you live from the facility?
My house right now, it's right where you are. Mm-hmm. So I go, oh my God. Like I get up, it was like 8:06. I go,
and I feel Chan was just late.
That's the worst.
I feel like Chan was late like a couple days before.
I don't know.
It was something like that.
I don't know. But I remember looking at the clock. Paige was sleeping. I go, oh my God. I said, oh my God. I throw my pants on as fast as I can. Paige is like, you're late. I said, I know. I've never been late before in my life. So I get into the stadium, right? I get in. I know they're in a meeting. So I go up the back. There's a back doorway to get into the team meeting has a front door and a back door. And depending on the day, depending on the day, you could look out and it could be an hour of Bill doing a highlight, or in this particular instance, he had all these clips of the Ravens, because this is a playoff game now. So I go up. There's like 4 steps to get in the back of the auditorium. I walk up the steps and I take the door handle. I'm on the ground.
Peeked?
I peeked. I'm on the ground. I open the door and I go like this. I open it very lightly. And Maddie, I look at Maddie. Maddie looks at me. He goes, "No."
Oh, he told you to come in?
Yeah, he goes. So I crawled down on the ground like army style, low. And I sat next to Maddie. And when Bill flipped on the lights, he must have seen me with Maddie or something, because he never said a word to me. Bill didn't say anything to me. Didn't say anything. And then Maddie was like, "Oh, you're good. You're good." And I'm like, so I guess the guilt in me, after practice on a Wednesday, I walked up to Bill. I said, "Bill."
Oh my goodness. You told him.
I said, "Bill, I just want to tell you, because I want to be, somebody's going to tell Bill. Someone's going to tell them. They got video cam. They had a camera probably on me crawling into the building. You know
They know when you came in.
They know when I came in. They see they check the time.
I had no reason to.
But I said, "Bill, this morning, I'm just going to be honest with you. I walked in late, and I was late today. First time in my life. Last time in my life."
You know, he had to throw it in.
Yeah, first time in my life.
First and last
time.
Be a slogan on a
so
t-shirt.
Bill looked at me. He goes, "Just don't fucking do this again, okay?" And I'm like, "Okay." That was it. No fine. No, didn't miss a start. Didn't have PT
Well, you're
cut.
a guy that's never late, though.
Man, I was nervous though. But I'm telling you, there was one time in training
What
camp.
changed?
What's
Like
that?
the on-time thing.
No. Oh, for this?
Yeah.
He's trying to put it together.
So this? I mean, come on, Bill.
CDE?
You ain't B, bro. You ain't Bill Belichick. You're not finding me $12,000 for. You're not taking 30 G's away from
Sending
me.
you home.
Sending me home, embarrassing me, and oh man. But I would say
Media
this:
comes in, your locker's closed.
there was one time in training camp, and this was like 2012. I woke up from the hotel where the hotel's at like 7:40, and I made it to the stadium. You know, like North Street, railroad tracks. I was on the other side, passing people on North Street, passing people, doing like 80 on North Street. I got into the building at 7:58, in my seat at 7:59. Like,
Yeah.
it was a remarkable.
You get to the building.
I
by
hate
58,
training
you're
camp
good.
too, because you get so used to, like, we live close to the stadium,
Closer
and then
than the
training
hotel.
camp.
You gotta
hotel's
go back to the
5 to 8
hotel,
minutes
and
longer.
and then you could hit like people at that turn
Drive,
right.
yeah.
Like, I went oncoming, cut everybody off. I didn't care. I'm like, if a cop pulls me over, I'm going all the way to the
Nah,
stadium.
at least I got a reason.
I'm going straight OJ. They could be following me the whole way. I'm going to the stadium. They're not stopping me.
I'm going straight over.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I was watching The People or something. It's like on Netflix. It's actually really good. It's
People versus OJ?
yeah, People
Yeah.
versus OJ's.
I remember when they did that.
It's a couple years old.
No, but it's like the actual show. It's not.
Rob's
A
catching up
documentary.
from shows from
Yeah.
like
No, it's not a
2005
documentary.
right
It's
now.
with Cuba. Is it Cuba Gooding Jr., the actor?
Yeah,
He
the
was OJ.
Yeah.
Is that from 2 years ago?
It was from
Maybe
longer.
longer.
Yeah,
So
it was
just
longer
found it.
too.
I was watching it last night.
It was on FX.
Yeah, when it came out. It was.
I
it was
keep,
a-
I keep trying to get him to watch like The Boys and stuff like that, and he won't do it.
I don't know the boys. Well, I have to also have like.
Solid show.
Is it good? The
Yeah,
boys.
it was good.
All right, I gotta check it out.
I watched it
Tons of
during the
stuff.
season, traveling. It's good.
The boys.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out. I'll have to check it out. We got shows I gotta
You
check
got
out.
time.
I got a wife and children. You know how that goes.
Kids go to school.
Yeah, I can't watch a show during the day. You can't watch a day show.
Why?
That means you really don't have anything going for you. If you're sitting at noon, if you're on your couch at noon watching a show, The Boys, like your ass is spoiled.
So
like,
you make sure you have something.
Yes, when you're retired, like when you are done playing ball and your wife walks in the family room and it's noon and you're watching a show, feet up, relax,
So
like,
what you gonna
hey babe,
do?
I'm watching The
What you gonna
Boys.
do if you walk in the living room and she's watching the show at 12 noon?
I'm gonna say, babe, you need anything? You need me to do anything around the house? You know, clean up, do the dishes or whatever? Because if I was sitting there at touch, I'd be like, you do nothing. You do nothing. Anyway, Paige, I love you. It's great.
Should be at Target anyway.
Target, hey, get that Target card. I'll get that Target credit
I
card.
always get him going about Target.
No, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
You go to Target. You all both, you know that Target. You have a Target card? You don't have a Target card? You better check the credit card to see how much you spent. It's $350 per visit. Per visit, $350.
You have a spreadsheet?
I'm just saying. We got a Target card. You get a Target card, it's like 10% off or something like that.
But I know
5%.
he's definitely the type to check the statements.
Yeah.
Of course.
Got
Yeah.
to.
I'll say, all right, hey, we got a Chase card. We got I have one card that I use for myself, and then all the rest are yours. What we getting now? Not just groceries, but then she'll come at me like, we gotta feed the family. It costs a lot of money. But anyway, you know me. I'm probably a little crazy to live with, but
Probably.
Really?
what'd you say?
A little.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's some things.
Where'd you learn it from?
Captain Insano. Captain Insano.
I don't know
Where do you
that name
get the
came
car thing from?
The car thing, I think it was probably when I was in 8th grade, I would get a nice pair of shoes, one pair of shoe. I would wear a beat up pair of shoes with my nice shoes in my book bag
to save the
to
nice.
save the nice shoes,
They were always shining.
and they were always perfect. So that's kind of like when I got my cars. I'd be like, all right, I got this car. I need to make sure it stays perfect. If I get a chip or a scratch, I'll freak out and have to get it
Yeah.
fixed.
Every time you get a new car in, you're always down there just
There's
underneath it, looking
There's-
around.
yeah, it takes a lot.
There's a little like surface.
it takes
scratch.
a
No, right,
it-
that's just the dirt. We just wipe that off. No, but then there's this.
So my old man, we were at the garage, my old man with the green Corvette. There was a speck, like a water speck on it, and I knew it was there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it later. Well, when I came out of the bathroom, I saw that the speck was gone, but there was like rub marks on where that speck was.
Listen, fellas, I went like this.
Yeah.
And I go, you're crazy.
So I said, what did you do right here? He goes, what? I said, you did this and you did that on that speck, didn't you? And he goes, yeah, I might have. I said, I knew it.
But you'll be like, I need to sell the car now. Can't have it.
No, well, I fixed it with a little compound that came off. But
Maybe that came
I have
from-
sold cars
I
because
used to wash my cars all the
if
time.
I get anything that like I don't like, I'll sell it. It's gone. Can't do it.
Hey, tell them about the wire brush when you put a big scratch in the Pontiac.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to have a bike with you get a bicycle and the rubber's gone on the handlebars.
Yeah.
So I'd be walking through and I'm scratching. I scratched his car, and at the time I thought I was what 6?
Yeah, you were a little.
I was 6. It's like
You were
that's.
like Everett.
So I thought you could rub out a scratch with wire or brush. So I took a wire brush.
A wire brush?
Yeah, like he had a wire
Keep
brush.
getting worse.
It went from a scratch to like 2x8.
I just rubbed. I thought you could just take it off of the paint. So I'm rubbing it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
To the
said,
body shop.
holy shit, that's big. I said, I don't know how I'm gonna explain this one.
You had to get a couple of rubs in. Like,
I'm not explaining this one. I wish you were. In high school, I think I told this. So I backed into somebody, and I hit him at like 35 in reverse.
At the party.
It was more than a backup into somebody.
I wanted to see how fast my car could go in reverse.
Oh. What is it? I'm like 35.
So listen.
Back
I'm at a house party, and it was like a house party, and it was at a farm, like a house that was way off into the middle of nowhere, and they had a really long driveway, and it was pitch black. So I'm in reverse, and I could see out the window. I'm like, I could see like the road. Like, I wonder how fast this truck will go. So I'm like pinned, doing like 30. Well, a car had put like the front end like at the back of the driveway, and it was at night. I really didn't see it. All of a sudden, I hit something. I said, "Damn!" When I stopped, I still heard like class and like things like ding, ding, ding. I said, "Man, I hit that car really hard." So I get out, and my wheels were off the ground. My back wheels were off the ground because it slid up the car. It was a Honda Accord. So I go home, I tell my dad, I said, Dad, I backed into somebody. This is not a big deal. So when you went to go look at it, what happened?
And we entered the garage and look at that vehicle, and I go, holy moly, look at it's almost totaled. And the back of the pickup truck was up like bent. The whole bed was bent.
Yeah, it was bad.
Combination was way back then, about $6,000 worth of damage. So
That's a lot of money, $6,000.
All because you want to see how fast
All because I want to go in reverse.
And then there went the insurance rates.
Yeah.
Insurance went up. But anyway, I mean, that's pretty much the only time that I ever was in any incidents. Fender benders.
What? You've talked about like 10 of them.
No, the Monte Carlo, that wasn't my fault. That was the wind.
Oh, okay.
We talked about that. The wind blew, like privacy screening on a fence. Mm-hmm. At Purdue, they had like their practice field was covered in privacy fence.
Because everyone's trying to watch Purdue practice.
I mean, more than Rutgers, I'm telling you. National champions Rutgers.
We beat y'all this year.
I don't remember that.
We did. Yeah.
All right, well, it's probably an exhibition.
We told Bentley, he knows.
Bentley, good old Bentley. Get him in the angle routes. Anyway. I see James, funny story, James. I love James, by the way. So James White would be in the backfield, and I look at James, I'd be like,
no shot.
I got you one-on-one, and he'd just look at me, and I'd say, don't be doing this stick thing, because he'd do this like, dead leg. He'd get me a lot. So we're playing Miami, and me and Reggie were drafted together at 06 to the Saints. So me and Reggie talk every now and then. So he'd be in the backfield, gun far, and I'd be like looking like I'm covering him. He'd be like, during the play, he got a little lisp. He'd be like, "You got me in coverage?" I'd say, "Yeah." He'd just smile. I'd say, "Damn it! I don't want to cover Reggie Bush. They put me in these bad positions."
These jokers be scared to death every time we went down to play Miami.
Why would you cover? Why would I cover Reggie Bush man to man?
Anytime they want
the safeties couldn't even cover Reggie Bush.
They'd be like, "Oh my God, make sure you guys got me."
McCoy, they put me on McCoy on an angle route, one-on-one. They threw the angle route. They went for like 35 yards. We pushed them out of bounds by the sidelines. I look at Matty P. I say, why would you put me on McCoy? The freaking safeties can't even cover McCoy. You're putting a D end on McCoy. Yeah, that's real smart.
Who can't cover McCoy?
Who can't? Now? I could cover McCoy.
No, I'm saying even then.
Who could cover him?
Yeah,
safety.
Me and Chung.
Yeah, you could cover him. But Chung, good old Chung. What a career Chung had. He was a great player. Great player. He had a taste of it. He said, "Nah, I had a year off. Man, I feel good. I'm just relaxing. I'm by this lake house. I'm good.
I'm out of here.
Just got $3 million for no reason. I'm good." All right, you know what? I think that was a great episode. We had a bunch of surprise visits. Papa Nick, Captain Insano was here, told us a few stories. The McCourty brothers were here.
We talked about your love fetish for quarterbacks.
I love the quarterback position.
Rank the looks is number one.
I love a quarterback that you can't confuse.
Arm strength's number two.
If the quarterback comes out and they're like, what is this? Cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. Then as a defender, you're like, all right, we got him. We got him.
So are the Patriots taking a quarterback early?
15, of course they are.
Who?
At 15, I think they need to move up if they want to get
over this. They don't have to move up.
I think they need to. I think Denver is going to grab a quarterback because that kid that dances too much, he's not that great. Drew Lock is not good. Drew Lock is kind of like Baker to me.
You hate Baker, maybe.
I think I wish I still played so I can get him.
Yeah, but you were
Baker is
up until this episode. You were full on board with Jimmy G.
Yes, I'm on. So this is the thing. Before this episode, I came in with a theory that Bill and Josh was like probably at lunchtime with
all the time
the nerd
little piece of paper
at lunch. The nerd on a napkin, like, man, if I only had an athletic quarterback, I'd do this with this and a throwback and a throwback here. And
he kept them all in his pocket
and a screen. But Tom can't do that. So then they went out, they got Cam. Then they realized that he had an issue with that and he couldn't throw accurately. So he's like, we could do all these plays. If we get Cam as our guy for now, then we get a young quarterback that could run a lot of these mixed up plays. Or you athletic quarterback, 2 athletic quarterbacks. If you're a defense and you had a Trey Lance with Cam on the field at the same time, and 2 tight ends running seams, like
I don't think Trey Lance is gonna be there though.
He's probably not. But if you had an athletic quarterback,
I think Fields might be there.
Who?
Fields from Ohio State.
Don't you have to notice? Aren't you like an ESPN expert?
Yeah, but with the notes.
Just like an hour before the show.
Just like Purdue, you just look at the notes an hour before the test, and then you get an A. It's perfect.
The teleprompter.
It's
got a
all
little
it
foot
is.
pedal.
Bang.
You can move it.
There's no anxiety about a test. You just look at your notes, and then you do it, and you put the glasses on, And
you've been all over the Jimmy G train. Now you're going to
I think that if they want a first-round pick, I am not giving up a first-round pick.
For who?
For Jimmy G. They traded him for a second-round pick. It's only fair that you get a second-round pick back.
They have no reason to trade him, though.
Yeah. They moved up to the third pick. Who do you think they moved up to the third pick for?
But
for a receiver?
But then they don't have to start a rookie quarterback, though.
They moved up for a reason.
They're drafting a quarterback. They're drafting Mac Jones.
They're getting a quarterback. So they're not going to get Mac Jones and keep Jimmy G at $25 million.
They're not going to start Mac Jones in week 1.
But Mac Jones doesn't cost you.
Yeah.
True, but if you go up and you get Mac Jones...
They're going to trade Jimmy G, I think, like at the end of the season.
Or midway through.
I don't know about
and they'll take like a third round, because they'll take a third-round pick or maybe a second-round pick. Maybe they get somebody to give them a first-round pick now. But there's no reason to trade them. You don't have to.
Well,
the same way.
It's $25 million in salary that they'd save against the cap if they get rid of him.
But who are we going to go out and get? Everybody, all free agencies, it's...
you could pay Bosa, and you could pay some of the guys.
But you could do that like halfway through the season or the end of the season.
That's what I'm saying. If you traded him at the end of the season, you could sign...
There's something to be said about a guy that's playing on a team where he knows that they are invested in you and they want you to be there.
You have to play knowing that you're not going to be there.
Yeah, that you could be gone.
Knowing that you're on borrowed time. If
I had a big contract like Jimmy G and they drafted the quarterback third overall.
But his contract's up though.
So do you want somebody to trade for you or do you want to be released?
Yeah. I want to be released or traded for.
Traded for because I can keep my contract. If I'm released, chances are I'm not signing as much money as I was making.
Nope, that's not true. Because if I get released, I know that I'm getting a guaranteed amount of money and I'm getting a signing bonus right now. So I just got a double dip.
But he's at a point in his life, his age, he has to get that big contract. So he has to play.
He already got the big contract. He got enough to be set.
But he could have another big contract.
Mm-hmm. He's 30. He's not even 30 years old.
28 or 29.
He's a quarterback in the league where they're going to overpay. They're going to overpay quarterbacks no matter what, because if you can get
I don't think anybody.
But it's worth to him to go out to show like I can stay healthy and I can make the throw. Everybody thinks he has the talent and all that. He has to stay healthy now. He wants to go out and prove he's healthy because they're going to release him or trade him or whatever it is.
If he was a free agent right now, somebody would pay him.
Not big money.
Not $25 million a year.
Don't have it.
If somebody's going to pay him $25 million a year, somebody would give up a second round pick right now for him.
He would make $25 million this year, no matter what. Somebody would pay him $15 million,
but he's supposed to make
$10 million signing.
Supposed to make $29 next year.
But there's only a few teams that could give that to him. The Jets, but the Jets aren't going to do that.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's not going to do it. The quarterback needy teams are kind of the top.
They've already figured it all out. Yeah,
Patriots would. I think Bill would take. Listen, I've said this before.
You get $12 million in cap space, and he's a $29 million.
You still need $3 million for the rookie class.
Yeah.
And you still got to. Aren't you on ESPN? Hey, ESPN, man, hire me. They still got. They got a lot.
You're gonna be there, bro. You're gonna be there. You're gonna do it. CBS though, I go maybe like them dudes
Don't talk about
Tony Romo. I'm talking about Tony Romo. That dude's making more money now than he did playing, and he's getting.
He's the exception.
He signed like a $23 million.
He's the exception
a year.
To talk about football, $23 million. He signed like a 5-year deal for that's $200 million.
Well, he has to call 17 games now.
He is good though. It's true.
He's good, but he's just BS. You could BS like the best of them. You just know your names.
He can't sit up there and say, "Hey, they're getting." Quarterback makes a check and say, "Hey, he's checking to."
Second and long. Listen, get back on track play. Yeah. Watch the back's deep. He's going to take a step to the side, and there it is.
Tony Romo is pretty solid. Quarterbacks have a better grasp.
Going to be good.
Yeah, I don't know. But his personality
seems kind of dry.
I don't see why it would. I mean, Peyton Manning would be really good at it.
I think Peyton just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to either. But I heard
Romo make from Corona.
What's that?
The Corona Light commercials and stuff like that.
Corona Light. And the old man Sketcher commercial.
That's what I said. Shaq's making way more money than he made playing.
Shaq is doing everything on there. I think Shaq. I would love to hang out with Shaq. He seems like a funny dude, just a goof.
I mean, buddies, DJs.
Yeah.
He's a big ass DJ. 7'2".
Damn. I was just gonna go buy a pair of those shoes.
Those Skechers. You're old.
Yeah,
man.
make me 5'11.5".
You need like C. Long's dad, Howie Long, doing the Skechers commercial. I said, isn't that weird? You got like 3 women catering to you.
So you wouldn't do a Skechers commercial?
Sure you
would. Oh yes, he would.
Look at these are like Skechers. They're ugly. With red socks on right now.
Did you entertain like going to space or something like that?
No, that was an offer.
Yeah.
That was an offer to go outer space, but I wasn't going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
So you went to a Skechers commercial? You did a hair loss.
Why are you even debating it?
I would definitely do a Skechers commercial. I mean, I'm 5 years almost out of 5 years. Can you believe that?
You did a hair
5
transplant
years.
commercial.
Health insurance ends after 5 years.
Yeah, I know. But I own the power sports business, which health insurance is
There you
included.
go.
You guys need a side-by-side four-wheeler?
I didn't know you owned a business.
Yeah. Moms. You know Moms on Route 1? The dealership on Route 1, you go off Route 1 towards like the Target. If you're going towards 495 on your left-hand side, there's a dealership there.
Yeah.
Motorsports.
Oh, yeah. That's yours?
Half.
What's
Not
the
that
one?
expensive.
The one in Berlin.
That one's
New Hampshire.
$30 million.
Yeah.
The one up in New Hampshire, I own with Joel. So we're
Canada.
partners. It is Canada, and I own 1,340 acres up there too. So you want to get away? Go up to Berlin. It's only a few hours away.
4.
It's 3 hours away.
4.
It's not 4 hours. I'll do it. We'll leave Saturday,
Who's
and I'll
this
time
we?
it.
I'm
Me and
not
my old
going.
man. I gotta show him.
Who's this week? I'm not going.
But you're in New Hampshire. You're 2 hours from it because you're an hour north
And
from
I
here.
won't go that far north.
That's not true.
I don't go that far north.
All right. Well, that's the end of the episode. Okay. I'm done with this shit.
Well, here, before we wrap it up, I just want to thank you for my guest chat.
Oh, yeah. You're.
And, it was great fun listening to some football talk. Good to see you guys.
Likewise.
I wish you the
Nice.
best coming up.
He's got a
And-
White Sox hat on and a Patriots t-shirt.
Yeah, it's very soft. It's broken in. It's like linen. Because
ready
it's
to go.
old.
It is old. I wonder if it's one. I'll check the back. He probably stole it from me.
Goodbye, Lakanoich.
All right. See you later, Pop.
Bye-bye.
See you. All right.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's a wrap.
next week we are going to a destination. We're going to go to the Southwick Zoo, which will be pretty cool. Maybe the McCourty
We're going
twins
to
would
see if
love
you can
to.
outrun a lion, right?
We're going to feed the lions, the monkeys, slap a rhino's ass. See if you can do that.
No shot.
No, you won't do that.
I'll pass on the rhino.
No, I guess that's considered white boy shit.
I want to make sure I make my salary this year.
That's white boy shit. What are these white guys doing slapping a rhino's ass? You guys are idiots.
Wait, are y'all
It's
really
like-
gonna do that?
Yeah. That's like you see a white guy, like, why is he, freak
Gonna go.
base jumping? Why are they jumping off a mountain with a freaking
I would've
parachute?
done that.
Why are you balancing on a skyscraper with no,
Yeah.
like, nothing below you? Like, that's white
That's,
boy shit.
that's some crazy shit.
That's some
I wouldn't do
that's
that.
silly stuff. It is silly,
But
But
people like jump like building
yeah,
a
why would you
building.
get
Yeah.
why would you get the taser or the mace for no reason? Like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah, take a bite from a dog.
Why would you put a bite suit on? Would you put a bite suit on and get attacked by dogs?
No. I've seen videos.
That looked cool though. I saw
It was
though.
cool. It was cool.
To
Dance
see
dogs.
someone else do it.
Dad's
Yeah, I saw
dogs.
that. It
Vakken.
looks cool to see
Vakken.
someone
Is
else
Vakken
do it.
the attack word?
Yeah.
Vakken.
Yeah.
Sounds so mean.
You freaked out with the shepherd a little bit.
The big black one?
Yeah.
That one's strong. I had bite marks on my arm through the suit. I said, damn. He had two of them. One was the little baby one, smaller one. What was that one? What's that
Malinois.
girl? Malinois. What's her name?
Ursula.
Ursula?
Yeah.
Ursula. Ursula's the name. My neighbor was named Ursula from Germany. Very mean.
Nice lady.
Nice lady, but Ursula! Ursula! Get to work!
Then you have Art.
Mermaid.
Yep, and then Art. Art was the big black dude. I said, holy shit, this one's strong. And I was trying to be tough with it, but he was hurting me. I wouldn't want to be attacked by a dog like that with no suit on. I would be screaming, high-pitched screams.
His bite force is almost 300 pounds of pressure.
Yep. Nope, I don't want to be
I
attacked
just
by a
went through the
dog.
window the other day.
Why? Got pissed off at somebody?
The delivery driver came up.
You didn't
and,
like him. You didn't
he
say
went,
that
he
you
went the
didn't.
wrong way.
He was turned on or turned off?
No, because he was turned off, but like with the house, they guard the house.
Oh,
So he
okay.
broke the window.
I want to come to the house. I'm just
Okay.
going to run through the yard. I want to run through the yard.
I'll let him
just
out.
see what happens.
You can't
What
run
about-
fast enough.
That'd be silly.
I just. You ever have, like that? When I was a kid, I used to get chased around
But you're
the.
not fast anymore. Like you're
Pretty
old.
fast. I'm 245 right now. I feel lightning quick.
To run from it. To run
feel
from
shit.
whatever.
I feel lightning quick. We should
Doesn't
do.
mean you. That's
Should
how
we
I
do,
feel.
should we do a 40
40-yard dash?
with give me 5?
I'll definitely do that.
Soak me up?
I'll be here all next week. We should definitely do that.
Or we might have to do it. I feel fast right now.
I want some of
I
that.
feel
I
quick.
want some of that ESPN money.
You want to put money on it?
I want some of that ESPN money for sure.
I want some of that. I want some of that big first round money. You know what I'm saying? That big
That was a
first
long
round
time ago.
and another extension
That's
and
long.
another extension and Bill
You gotta win. 5 yards, you have no shot.
I'll break out the Ninko juice. I'll break out now. I'll break out
your face.
I'll be twitching all the way to 40 yards.
I don't like you winning.
You know what I saw? I saw Moses driving into work today. I gave him a wave.
You were at the stadium?
No, I just was driving down North Street. I saw Moses in his black truck. I said, "Hey, Moses." All right, that's it. That's a wrap. We got commercials to film. All right, so stay tuned next week. We're going to be at the zoo. Oh, this one. Sorry, the light was... I got confused.
Oh, boy. CT.
Tau protein is a real deal. Wait till I'm in a mall nude, being arrested for inappropriate things when I'm in my
showering
50s.
in the
Showering in a fountain in the middle of a mall when I'm 55. But anyway, you'll know there's an issue. So we will be back next week from the Southwick Zoo. We'll meet Roland, who is a really cool character. He used to work for the original Scarface, not the Scarface in the movies that we all know, the real Scarface, and I'll tell you some crazy stories. So stay tuned.
We'll see you guys next week. Check us out on Apple, Twitter, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, all 9 yards. See you guys next week.
Peace.